Right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Luchara Wallace, and I have the distinct honor and pleasure of serving as the director of the Lewis Walker Institute for the Study of Race and Ethnic Relations here at Western Michigan University. And I also have the honor of being one of the KLC WMU advisory board members. And so I just thank you in advance for inviting me to be here today. Truly, my comments will be brief. I've been instructed to send you off today with a little bit of encouragement. And so first, before I even begin my formal remarks, I have to say, this has truly been an absolutely amazing day. It has been wonderful to see all the few faces that I had a chance to see in person and to see all of you that are joining us virtually. I'm so grateful for all of you that chose to spend your Friday afternoon or Friday with us. And thank you for being here. Can we please give our presenters from today another round of applause? And if you're joining us virtually, feel free to use your reactions and things like that so that we can have a little bit of interaction this last 15 minutes of the day. I said it, 15 minutes. That's all I'm going to take. But I'll take longer if you don't interact with me. Okay, all right, so y'all know. Okay. I'm a teacher by training, just like many of y'all, so you know how that goes. But before getting into my final remarks, I also wanted to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge Michael Evans, the executive director of the Kalamazoo Literacy Council. Michael, your commitment, tenacity, and vision has gotten us to where we are today. I know you're not one to rest on your laurels. You're not one to want to be acknowledged publicly in this manner, but I find it important that we acknowledge you and your hard work. Thank you for all that you have done and for all that you continue to do. Thank you. Now, fostering leadership and equity through adult literacy, that's our mission. That is our challenge. That is our North Star. You know, it's been said that adult literacy changes everything. And by everything, I really mean everything. Generational academic progress, health outcomes, school and community engagement, and family income, among other elements. In fact, if adult literacy changes everything, then there are a few things that we have to consider. We've heard a lot of statistics today, but I want to go over them just so that we understand not only the magnitude of the statistics, but also the magnitude of your impact on defying those statistics. We heard today that 43 million adults in the United States are unable to read, write, or perform basic math skills above a third grade level. We heard that 1 in 8 members of our Kalamazoo community, that's approximately 25,000 adults, are unable to read, write, or perform basic math above the third grade level. That creates a sense of urgency in my gut, and I know that it does in yours, and it drives you to do what you do every single day. Now, I don't have all the statistics for all the communities that are represented on our call today and as a part of this conference, but we understand that these numbers are too large because, as Michael said, it's greater than 0. So you might be asking yourself, what does it really mean that someone is not performing or reading, writing, and performing math above a third grade level? I'm so glad you asked that. So let me just take you through a couple of highlights of what that really looks like in practice. So I took a moment to remind myself what a third grade level really means. So in case you were thinking that, here are a few examples of third grade reading and writing expectations. Now, there are 27, but I told you I was going to be done in 15 minutes or less. So I will give you my top 6, 3 from reading and writing, and 3 from math. Number 1, at the end of third grade, most students are able to understand different types of sentences and the main parts of speech. At the end of third grade, students are able to learn, for the most part, they understand how affixes work, like your prefixes and I love those, and the suffixes. They're so much fun because they make your vocabulary so much broader, and you really haven't done much. You just added an un here, and you changed something on the back end, you made it multiply. And so it's kind of fun when you think about how it works, but they have to understand how that works. And I thought another key point was by the end of third grade, students are able to understand and actively engage in collaborative discussions. I don't know how many of y'all have third graders, but heavens knows it seems to be at that point, that is when they want to argue you down about everything. Let's negotiate. Let's talk about, well, you know what? That really means that at this age, students are capable of effectively and respectfully agreeing, disagreeing, asking questions, and adding on to each other's ideas. To me, what is at stake is the ability to act with civility and engage as an active and effective citizen. Who knew by the third grade, we're starting to hone many of those basic skills. Now in math, basic skills allow for a student to be able to make change from a dollar bill, solve problems with time and temperature, and master multiplication and division within 100. Now, if you're like me, when teachers taught you that whole use your fingers for like the 7s or the 9s, and you do that, I never figured that one out. So I'm just telling you right now, I'm a teacher and I still struggle with the fingers, but that's okay. I had to memorize. And sometimes the 7s still stump me. Shh, don't ask me too many questions. Okay. But in many ways, when we think about this, making change from a dollar, being able to divide and multiply at levels of up to 100, and being able to solve problems with time and temperature, those are basic life skills. So what we're talking about here by improving and strengthening individuals' abilities to read, write, and engage in math, we're not just talking about a luxury of being able to read the latest Danielle Steele novel. What we're talking about is improving and strengthening the quality of life of individuals so that they can continue to benefit and strengthen the ultimate outcomes for themselves and their loved ones. And when I say when we're trying to do this, this is what you do every day. You transform lives. You transform futures. You transform what would have been yet another statistic into a lifelong legacy of literacy, of financial independence, and of health that a lot of times our students would not have had without your time and without your talents. One statistic that often is not shared that I would like to share is directly connected to hope. And it is that by increasing adult literacy rates to the 6th grade reading level, an additional $2.2 trillion, that was trillion with a T, of annual income would be generated. Now, let me repeat that because y'all really didn't respond the way I thought you would. So let me try that one more time because that didn't hit the way it was supposed to. Because you couldn't see my lips, I understand. By increasing adult literacy rates to 6th grade, so from 3rd grade to 6th grade, an additional $2.2 trillion with a T, thank you, of annual income would be generated. Annual, that means every year. We're not talking about over a lifetime. We're talking about annual, an annual, just 1 year period, 12 months. I don't know for those of you, I'm not trying to bring politics in it, but I am because I think it's kind of funny. If y'all think about the fact that our government just passed a $2.3 trillion support package to help support the United States, guess what? If we could bring up our community members, our brothers and sisters in our community that are reading at a 3rd grade reading level or below, up to a 6th grade reading level, within 1 year, we could wipe out that deficit, that expenditure, just simply by including and increasing literacy rates. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. I don't know about you, but that sends chills up and down my spine because I believe that we can do that. I know that you are doing that. And I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing because you're not only going to see a tangible impact amongst your individual students, but no, it's going to result in a generational impact and a generational transition and a trajectory that changes from what it was, not only to what it can be, but to what it will be and what it is because of your hard work. And so I thank you right now for everything that you do. I thank you for all the time that you've taken to develop websites. I thank you for all the time that you have taken to develop manuals. I thank you for all the time that you've taken to drive in the snow, to meet with somebody at 9 o'clock at night because they could not meet you at 6 or at 2. I thank you for the time that you've taken to make sure that that mother or that father who had a sick child and really didn't understand what to say, but needed somewhere there beside them. Thank you for being that person. Thank you for being that advocate. Thank you for caring more about those individuals and their needs to make sure that your comfort wasn't just compromised, but that you did what it took to make a difference in their lives, knowing that by creating this opportunity for literacy for them, you're also touching the future. Thank you for your investment. Thank you for your commitment. What we do as we continue to develop literacy across the generations is we create opportunities for generational improvement, for growth, and for equity for families and children in ways that can lead and will lead to more equitable and inclusive communities. I have so much hope for the outcomes of our community. I have so much hope for your communities because of the work that each of you do. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for participating in this year's KLC conference. We're so glad that you could join us.
So we've come to the end of our day. Yeah, I know this is for shorter people. 6'4" on a good day. Much better after that. Thanks again, Luchara, for extending all of those very thoughtful words about the work that we do. And we're hoping that we'll be able to continue this onward. But for those of you who have an interest in learning more, we do have forums about health, ESL, parent literacy, workforce literacy to continue learning together. We encourage you to check the website to continue learning and making the impact in our community. We're looking forward to being able to bring you into more of the services that we have. We're all across Kalamazoo County. We have virtual, in-class. We have different literacy centers. And we have a great need for you. To all the presenters who took time to be able to present all this great content, thank you so much for taking time. For those of you who are watched us virtually online, thank you for the patience that you've had and the contributions in the chat. And for all of you who have come out to bring us back to Western Michigan University, thank you for making this happen as well. So we do have a tradition. We normally, if we're not here, we have people who are working with us in the community to talk about different ways that we can change. We call it Friday Awesome. This was a Friday Awesome meeting for us as well. We hope that you have a wonderful weekend and look forward to seeing you next year when we come back for our next Adult Literacy Research and Training Symposium in partnership with Western Michigan University. Thank you again, Lisa, for leading Western with us. Go forth and do well, be literacy advocates, and eat that food on the way out because I have to watch my figure, you know. So please take that with you. Thank you all.